Welcome to today's news wrap up. Let's dive right into the top stories making headlines today. Donald Trump is demanding that CBS News face consequences for its coverage, calling for the network to lose its broadcasting license. He specifically criticized 60 Minutes for its portrayal of his involvement in Russia-Ukraine peace negotiations and discussions about acquiring Greenland. Trump has filed a $20 billion lawsuit against CBS News and its parent company, Paramount, accusing them of fraudulently editing an interview with Kamala Harris during the 2024 election. We all saw how they selectively edited that interview. Because it was such a terrible interview, they wanted to make her look at least somewhat decent in it. He claims the network attempted to influence the election in her favor and calls their reporting, quote, unlawful and illegal. In a Truth Social post, he urged the Federal Communications Commission to impose maximum fines and punishment, arguing CBS News has gone beyond acceptable media practices. I mean, they just outright lie in some of their reporting. It's crazy. Trump maintains that the network must be held accountable for its actions and insists it should pay a big price. And I would agree with that sentiment. The Biden administration has been accused of releasing a record number of known or suspected terrorists into the U.S., granting them Social Security numbers and taxpayer-funded benefits. Terrorists getting Social Security numbers and getting benefits. This is crazy. Over 6,300 individuals with criminal or terrorist records were reportedly paroled into the country, receiving work authorization and federal welfare benefits, including Medicaid, unemployment insurance, and tax refunds. These people are they're terrorists and in this country illegally getting these things. Critics argue that these actions violated legal protocols and pose national security risks. It absolutely does. The Trump administration has since terminated these parole programs and is actively working to remove violent illegal foreign nationals. Concerns have also been raised about the northern border, where fewer resources and agents have led to increased illegal crossings, including individuals on the terrorist watch list. The situation underscores ongoing debates about border security and immigration policies. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu's 2021 campaign received significant financial support from Gary Yu, a fundraiser linked to, guess what? Guess who? I'm sure y'all know, the Chinese Communist Party's United Front Work Department. I've reported on this group before, the CCP front group. Yu, who leads Boston International Media Consulting, have been identified as an official by the UFWD and has connections to Chinese intelligence operations, of course. Critics, including author Gordon Chang, have raised concerns about Wu's ties to Yu, suggesting potential influence by the CCP. Wu has gained national attention for opposing Trump-era immigration policies, which has led to criticism from the White House. Yu has also been involved in recruiting U.S. talent for Chinese high-tech development, raising questions about his role in advancing China's strategic interests. The situation underscores broader concerns about foreign influence in U.S. politics and governance. President Trump has called for New York Attorney General Letitia James to resign following allegations of fraud related to her purchase of a Virginia property. Documents suggest James declared the house as her principal residence, which could violate New York law requiring state executives to reside in the state. And a lot of states do this. A lot of counties do this. If you work for certain counties, if you're a higher up, you're supposed to live in that county. If you're a head of if you're an official position in some states, you have to be able to reside in that state. Of course, I mean that makes sense. The critics argue that this misrepresentation might have been intended to secure a lower mortgage interest rate, potentially constituting federal wire fraud. Trump has accused James of being a corrupt politician and claims her actions undermine her credibility in pursuing legal cases against him. Man, I think is very, very, I think it's very hypocritical, her going after Trump for fraud and misrepresentation when she's caught doing what she claimed Trump did. But the controversy has sparked debate about ethics and accountability in public office. Peter Marks, the former FDA director for vaccine regulation, has warned of potential threats from man-made biological weapons following his resignation. Marks was ousted by the Trump administration after opposing plans for rigorous safety testing on mRNA vaccines, which I am all for. The rigorous testing of it. I don't understand. That's one thing I don't get about Trump. Like, why wouldn't you want these rigorous tests? But he expressed concerns about the weakened state of U.S. preparedness for biological threats, citing the dismantling of teams focused on responding to natural and artificial dangers. Marks highlighted the importance of innovative biological products such as cell gene therapies for treating rare diseases and cancer. His remarks have sparked debate about public health policies and national security under the current administration. A high school student in Baltimore County, Maryland, was suspended for 7 days after questioning why American flags were missing from classrooms. I mean, you can't question this. We do live in America, right? The student, Parker Jensen, who plans to join the U.S. Marines, visited the school board to raise concerns about the policy which mandates the presence of flags in classrooms. Instead of receiving a response, he was met with police officers and immediate suspension. I mean, for asking why we don't have an American flag in the classroom. This is crazy. Who is running our towns? Who's running our cities, our counties? What is going on in Baltimore where a student get escorted out and suspended for asking why we don't have an American flag in our classroom? But his family has filed a lawsuit arguing the disciplinary action violated his constitutional rights in Maryland's education policy. The legal case seeks to overturn his suspension and pursue damages, highlighting broader concerns about student rights and administrative actions. Following public scrutiny, the flags were reinstated, but Jensen's attorney maintained that the punishment was unjust and has lasting repercussions. I mean, utterly ridiculous. Lastly, Democratic California Assemblyman Corey Jackson has introduced a bill that would allow some college students to live in their cars in designated campus parking lots. This is wild here. The legislation targets 5 California State University campuses and 20 California community college, aiming to provide temporary shelter for students facing housing insecurity. So instead of fixing that by building more housing, they want to allow students to live in their vehicle. Are you serious? Nearly 500,000 community college students in the state experienced homelessness in 2023, prompting Jackson to propose the measure as an immediate solution rather than a long-term fix. This is wild. Only in California. While supporters argue that safe parking programs offer stability, opponents worry that the bill could divert funding from existing housing assistance services. Long Beach Community College previously piloted a similar initiative providing overnight parking, Wi-Fi, restrooms, and security for students sleeping in their vehicles. This is crazy to me. Critics, including Republican Assemblyman Vince Vaughn, contended that expanding parking programs won't solve California's broader housing crisis, emphasizing the need for more policies that promote housing development. But that is California. I mean, it's so difficult to build anything in that crazy state. But that's all for today's news wrap up. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.